Hello friends, so we saw different types of arc welding process. Now we'll concentrate on the next topic of discussion is nothing but gas welding process. The gas welding is nothing but a fusion welding process. It joins metal by using the heat of combustion of two gases. The first one that is nothing but oxygen, which will be the basic gas. Another one will be a fuel gas like acetylene, hydrogen, propane or butane. Usually those gases used will be acetylene or hydrogen. So it will be called as oxyacetylene gas welding or oxyhydrogen gas welding. The intense heat thus produced melts and fuses together the edges of the parts to be welded, generally with the addition of filler metal, like depending upon the use of it, right? So a solid continuous joint is formed upon cooling by this particular method. As we had discussed, if we are using mixture of oxygen and acetylene, that will be called as oxyacetylene gas welding process. Will be able with that we will be able to achieve 3500 degree centigrade temperature, and with the oxyhydrogen gas welding we will be able to achieve 2500 degree centigrade. It is cooler compared to oxyacetylene gas welding. So this is nothing but two cylinders we will be using in case of oxyacetylene gas welding. There will be a torch like this which will be supported by a handle and mixture over here. The mixture over here is nothing but mixes the two gases, oxygen as well as acetylene. There will be two separate valves provided over here, as shown, oxygen valve and acetylene valve. With that you can regulate the mixture of oxygen and acetylene depending upon the material and depending upon the requirements, right? This over here is nothing but the cylinder, which is nothing but oxygen cylinder, and this is nothing but the acetylene cylinder. So over here you can see are nothing but pressure gauges and pressure regulator for both the things, and valves over here also, right? These two oxygen and acetylene hoses will be ultimately connected with the torch and holder, and through this particular mixture both the gases will be supplied according to the requirement. This is nothing but the simple setup as discussed earlier also. With the vertical, the torch or you can say holder or electrode will be making an angle of 20 degrees, right? That is to achieve optimum welding quality, right, or optimum weld, right? And filler metal or filler rod can be used if the requirement is there, in addition to the melting of the base metal. This kind of base metal weld or weld bed will be created by means of oxyacetylene gas welding. Again, this is nothing but the same setup. You can see the direction of weld is in this direction and weld bed will be formed behind, right? So, as we can see, for complete combustion to take place, two volumes of acetylene 2 times C2H2 is combined with 5 volumes 5 times O2 will be combined together, and the reaction will give us 4 times the carbon dioxide, 4 times CO2 plus 2 times H2O, that is nothing but water. So resulting flame at the tip of has a temperature ranging from 3200 to 3500 degrees centigrade, and heat is sufficient enough to melt any particular metal, right? So heat is not the limitation in the case of oxyacetylene gas welding. So at the beginning, at the start of the process, we will have to let certain gases like carbon monoxide go away, right? So for that reaction, what we'll have to do is uh, one proportion of acetylene will be mixed with one proportion of oxygen. That will give us two proportions of carbon monoxide plus hydrogen gas H2 and heat. This is an exothermic reaction that produces CO and H2. After that you can go for mixture of this type, 2 times acetylene and 5 times oxygen, to achieve optimum weld, right? So as we had discussed, there will be two gases, oxygen and acetylene. Depending upon the use or proportions of each gases, will be having three types of flames. Neutral flame, where the proportion of oxygen and acetylene will be of 1 is to 1 or 1.1 is to 1. Oxidizing flame, where the proportion of oxygen will be more than proportion of acetylene. It will be of usually of 1.5 is to 1, 1.5 times oxygen and one type times the acetylene. And reducing flame, in that is also called as carburizing flame, in which will be the proportion of acetylene will be more than that of oxygen, right? So the first one, that is nothing but neutral flame, in which there will be outer blue flame envelope will be there, which will be that of oxygen, and inner white cone will be short cone will be there. This is nothing but oxidizing flame, in which there will be a small inner cone which will be very sharp, and the outer cone which will be of smaller size compared to this particular neutral flame. While in case of reducing or carbonizing flame, you can see the intermediate acetylene feather, which was not there in these two cases, as a proportion of acetylene was less than or equal to that of oxygen, right? This is the similar figure to make understand about oxidizing, neutral, and carbonizing flame again, right? This is the real-time figure of oxidizing flame, in which you can see the inner cone will be very sharp. Carbonizing flame, in which you can see the small feather over here of acetylene, right? And this is nothing but the neutral flame, in which proportion will be equal that of oxygen and you can say acetylene, right? So reducing or carbonizing flame, in which you can see the proportion will be 0.9 is to 1. 0.9 will be the proportion of oxygen, and 1 will be the proportion of acetylene, right? Oxidizing flame 1.5 is to 1, and neutral flame, in which there will be the proportion will be 1.1 is to 1 or 1 is to 1, right? So in reducing or carbonizing flame, you can use